Okay. All right. Let's do this. So 3, 2, 1.
Clappity clap clap.
All right. We're in here.
All right. So let's get the podcast going.
Fraudcast.
The fraudcast?
Yep.
Damn.
Because you're fake as fuck.
Actually, when I'm on here, this is a Godcast.
Okay. All right.
Peace and blessings, kings and queens. My name is Jaquan Davis.
And I am Nicholas Fletcher.
And you are now tuned in to another episode of
What's it going to be?
Where the Cookies and Shit.
It's a lot more of a chill podcast.
You are now tuned in to another episode of the Young Old Heads podcast, the hip hop podcast where we talk about a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing. So before we get into the subject matter of today's episode, how was your week, sir?
First off, I'd like to say welcome to the podcast. I am definitely not being held against my will. Jay doesn't have a gun. He hasn't threatened me with violence. Everything's fine. So don't send help to my address. It's fine. Yeah. Anyway,
The tone.
it's a good week. Just kidding. No,
Your voice is so shaky.
uh,
Not being held against my will.
So I had a pretty decently good week. One thing, we've talked about this a little bit, I think on the last episode 2, but the smoke is ruining my life, bro.
It's
I hate
rough,
it.
man.
It is miserable. Y'all, if you could see down here, so for those listeners in Wyoming, you understand?
Yeah.
Anybody outside of it, when you walk outside, it is like a thick layer of smoke.
It is.
You visibly can see the smoke outside when you walk
Just
outside.
smell
in the distance.
fire.
Yeah, and it's horrible. It my respiratory system is like please give me some relief. So outside of that, things with work have somewhat leveled out and balanced, so I have a lot of peace there.
That's good.
And yeah, so all in all,
always a relief.
pretty good week. I got two new songs recorded for a project, so yeah, so pretty
Nice.
good week. How was your week, sir?
My week was fairly good as well. I also have been having a hard time with the smoke and my allergies. You know what's weird? I didn't develop allergies until I quit smoking.
Really?
Yeah, weird as
It
weird
was
as that.
never a big problem for me until like the past few years.
Yeah, so I would say probably about 2-3 years ago they really started becoming a big deal. But other than that, it's been a pretty good week. Work went good this week. It was hot as hell, and one of my favorite coworkers, he worked his last day this past week, so that was kind of bittersweet. You know, shout out to him. Shout out to you, Ryan, if you're listening. Good dude. He went on. He got him a better job, and you got to do what you got to do. But it really has me thinking about my exit strategy.
Yeah.
Because my job is. I enjoy my job for the most part, but it's something you can't do your whole life.
Yeah,
like I'm
no.
already kind of
Well, yeah,
worn
absolutely.
down from it. So
You got a hard labor job, so.
yeah, and then also my son had a football game on Wednesday,
He
which
did.
this guy showed up to supply.
I told him-
He was like, supplies.
Yeah.
No, but I had mentioned it to you, and I wasn't expecting you to show up, and there you
Yeah,
were.
well,
just,
for a little context, he had baseball first.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, hey man, let me know when the games are. And then you wouldn't. And then football, so this most recent game, I was
Don't
like, yo,
recall.
when is the next game? And you told me, and so I put it on my itinerary, and I went. And I'm really glad I went because JJ got a touchdown.
he did.
It was beautiful.
He got some
Yeah.
yards. He was out there playing. That team they were playing were kind of awful, though. They won 39
Yeah,
to
like
0.
I get it. Yeah, they're children, but yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were kind of bad. But their coaches, bro,
Yes,
the
that's what we were
coaches.
gonna say. Man, the coach was acting as if it was the NFL. Like
Yeah.
he was spazzing on these kids.
And one of the guys over there, I don't know if it was a parent or what, but he was just flipping
Yeah, he
out,
was-
yelling, slamming stuff. It's like, bro, this is youth football. These kids are 10 and 11. Like, relax, man.
They're like, I just want to go home and play Fortnite.
Yeah, like just losing his mind.
Yeah,
so,
he was not happy.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that's pretty much it. And then also we went to the movies last night. Went and checked out Free Guy, which actually kind of inspired a segment we're gonna do later on today.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you think of the movie, man?
I enjoyed it a lot, man. I'm very, like certain things get me, and in today's era with all like the craziness and the negativity in social media, I like just a classic hopeful, positive message in a movie, and that's what that movie was. The whole point, it ended just on like being hopeful, like, and so I'm a big stickler for that, so I left like feeling good. And it's funny because then my wife and her friends went to a movie at the same time, just a different movie, and theirs was like really dark and horrible. So I was like, I'm really glad that I went to Free Guy opposed to whatever they went and saw. But I enjoyed it. What did you think of the movie?
I think they went and saw a movie called Night House.
Yeah, the Night House. Yeah.
It just looked lame to me, but I thought it was a dope movie. But my opinion of the end's a little skewed.
Yeah.
Okay, so for a little context, I had to pee really bad, and they drug out the end of that
did they
movie.
ever.
Solid message, a dope overall film, a very unique concept.
Yeah.
But in the end, it was like they were leaving no stone unturned, and it's like, okay,
Let's
I could have
get
just
every single character.
make sure we have closure all across the board. I was like, bro, I don't care. I gotta pee. Like, I started to get annoyed.
Yeah, it was one of those movies where like, so something would happen, and at the end you're like, okay, credits, and then it would go into the next scene,
Yeah.
and then it would be like,
And
okay,
it's
now
like,
this
okay.
has got to be the credit, and then it'd go into the next scene, and
Yeah, and it's like, so, but just little things like that. But overall, I thought it was a very good movie. One of the most unique films I've seen in a while.
I enjoyed it a lot. So
Okay, so that's how our weeks were. So now we've been doing polls on our Instagram page. Follow us at Young Old Heads.
yes, if you have Instagram, well, and that's all social media, but the polls are specifically on Instagram.
Yes. I actually put some up on Facebook and nobody cared. So, so it's like we'll keep it on IG. So and the thing is, so I do want to say I'm grateful for anybody who's followed us, anybody who likes our posts or whatever. Because you really don't have to do that, and whether you and I know it's probably just something you do in passing and doesn't mean a whole lot, but it means a lot to us.
It really does, yeah.
And you're supporting us, so I appreciate that. Like, you hit that like button, that's doing us a favor,
100%.
So, and then with the polls, like, a lot of people looked at them and chose not to participate, which I was like,
it's weird. Yeah, it's that simple.
That's
it's
yeah.
so
I mean,
simple.
okay. I mean, so that's why I want to express some gratitude to these people who did decide to participate.
So here's some shout outs.
Some shout outs to people who, it's quite a few of y'all. So
wow, that's how many. Wow.
Yeah.
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So
Damn.
yeah, there's quite a few. Okay. So let me go down the list. Some of these people you know well. Some of these people I know well, and then I think some of them we just kind of knew in passing. Okay. So Jeremy McKim.
Yes, sir. That's my dude, Monster Man.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
My cousin Taisha Ingram. Love you, cousin.
Yeah, shout out Taisha.
Alejandra and Jeremy Adams.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
We went to school with them.
Yeah.
And they're actually both twins. I never thought about that. They're both twins, and they got together.
Oh, wait, hold up. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I never thought about that. Shout out to y'all. Also, Jeremy, cool dude, solid dude. I've known him since I first came out here. We actually were roommates briefly.
Really?
Yeah, hardworking dude, good guy. Shout out to you, man. Okay, so Terrence Webb, shout out to you, bro. Coaching football, doing your thing out here. This gentleman I don't know so well. I think you know him. Sam Trafton.
Yeah, that's my dude, Sam Trafton. So
shout out to you, Sam. I do see you
man.
participating in our polls and liking our posts and stuff, so we appreciate it, man. My lovely cousin / growing up, she was kind of like my sister, and it's weird because we kind of look alike. Like, she looks like my mom, but she's not my mom's daughter. Like,
that makes sense.
It's kind of crazy. So, and my genetics and the Davis family are strong. Shout out to Aisha, love you, cousin. Some chick named Felicia Fletcher.
Oh, Felicia?
Felicia.
Yeah, Felicia. I know Felicia. She actually will not get out of my DMs, bro. Really? It's like super inappropriate. So, shout out to Felicia, but if you could maybe just chill a little bit on the
In all seriousness, I do want to say shout out to your lovely wife,
my wife,
because she was pretty important in helping us get this whole
100%,
thing started.
Yeah.
So
that is my tech guru, bro.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm struggling with anything in general, I'm just like, babe,
she's like, even just with getting the video stuff going, she's been a huge help. So shout out to you, Felicia. Yeah. Some dude named Dickolas Ketcher.
Yeah, I know him too. Also, so he's like one of those guys. He's really good looking, extremely fit.
You might be thinking of a different guy, because this dude's a tall bozo.
I see a
him,
real sack of slime.
Yeah,
a
it's
real
just
fucking
worthless
sleazeball. I know that guy.
No, shout out to my dude here. If you want to hear me say nice things about him, I'm not going to do it now. Go back to what episode was that?
I think it was like 24, 20. No, maybe not that. Maybe
Yeah.
it was earlier.
I don't
It was in the
remember.
20s though.
Yeah, but there's an episode where we talk nice about each other. So now we're not with that.
Yeah,
not
no,
gonna do
that's
that
done.
anymore,
We
so
said it.
we
Never
let
have to
that
do it
happen,
again.
so.
Yep.
Oh, my young cousin. I don't know if I should say if I should say. I don't know if he want me to say his full name. My cousin Tahim. Shout out to you, cousin. I see you out there doing your thing, being a good father and all that. Love you, man. Also, my other cousin Raheem, who's he's been a big supporter of the show. I think I told you he'd actually called me a while back,
Yeah,
said he
you
liked
did,
the
yeah,
show,
yeah.
had some suggestions for what we could do in the future, and I appreciate that because, like I said, he was one of the coolest people on the planet to me when I was growing up. So that means a lot that he's supporting what I do. So
Yeah.
shout out to you, cousin Raheem. Oh, let me hold something, bro. I know you got some money. I seen you out here stunting. Let me hold a little something.
Yeah, if you want, anybody want to sponsor
Yeah,
young
you
old
could
heads?
donate to the young old head. Okay. Okay, my cousin Rich Benjamin. That's not his real name. I don't know if you want me to say it. Yeah, I'm gonna say your real name, Tyrone. Shout out to you. Also, my dude, we're the same age. Me and him were real close growing up, like this. Very similar to me. So, and just funny as hell, ridiculous human being. He's my cousin who I said liked B2K, and I left him out in the cold. I'm still sorry about
shit.
that.
Yeah,
cuz.
you did say that. Sorry.
Love you, G.
Yeah, there's a lot of history. If you go back and listen to the episodes, we talk about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, another shout out to Katie Stromberg.
Shout out Katie.
Shout out Katie.
Yeah, go way back.
Yeah,
from school.
remember
Katie,
her from school. Shout out to Carissa Ray. Carissa kind of fine, bro. I shouldn't have said that. I meant it though. Shout out to her. Shout out to my cousin Shoppa. He's also, I was real close to him. I got a lot of cousins, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of first cousins. He's not my first cousin, but I do have a lot of first cousins.
Every second person. Shout out to my cousin.
Yeah. No, bro, it's crazy because it reminds me of this meme I seen that was like, oh, I thought everybody had 70 cousins. Some people really out here with 3 cousins.
Yeah. That's me, bro. Like,
Really?
I don't have.
I've got a ton of them, and a lot of them around like within 2 to 3 years older than me, and maybe even like up to 5 or so. So shout out to him. Shout out to this gentleman. I vaguely remember from school, but he does support our posts a lot, so you get love from me. Matt Melendrez.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't butcher your
shout out,
last
Matt.
name, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Shout out to this gentleman, the most shouted out person on the
Yes,
podcast so
yeah.
far, Colin Murray.
Yeah, shout out to my dude,
you, Colin, my
Yeah.
dude.
You want to talk about supportive? That dude is that dude has supported me my whole life with
That is dope,
everything
man.
I've done. So
Good dude.
I
Good
love
guy.
Colin. That's my boy right there, and his brother Sean. We're gonna just shout out Sean just.
Oh
Because,
yeah, shout
you know,
out Sean too, real quick. Let me Sean he was in the comments on the last episode. Sean, you're a goofball. Because he said something. He had an idea for a poll we could do on Instagram, and he used emojis, and he's basically like vaccine or death.
Oh.
And I'm like, I guess that could be. That's probably one of the most polarizing
that would be,
things
yeah,
right
yeah.
now. And his goofy ass said, "Oh, not nearly as polarizing as the would you rather questions." I'm like, so you're telling me that real life situation is less polarizing than this fictional shit we become?
this goofy.
Yeah, Sean, you're a goofball, but shout out to you, man. I appreciate you supporting us and getting in that comment section. Okay, we only got a couple more.
This could have been the whole episode.
It could have. Milo Ariano, shout out to you, Milo. I've known Milo since I first came here too.
That's
I
my
remember
dude too. Yeah.
he's a solid guy,
Milo.
good family man, hardworking dude. Shout out to you, Milo. Appreciate you. Nina Klingen Smith. I hope I said your last name right. If not, I apologize. Shout out to her, dope individual. And finally, Adrian Islis.
Yeah, that's my boy right there.
That is, shout out to you, Adrian. Actually, happy belated birthday, because by the time you see this, your birthday's past. His birthday was yesterday, but shout out to you,
belated
man.
birthday,
And one thing
brother.
I seen, his wife and daughter surprised him down in Mexico for
Yeah.
his birthday. That was beautiful, bro. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah, he also got
I hope-
he recently got to go to a friend's wedding and stuff. So
I hope you're enjoying yourself, man. You
Yo.
deserve it. You're a good man.
yeah, talk about somebody who has some like some struggles thrown their way and
Yeah.
has navigated through them well. So shout out, bro.
Yeah,
Much
shout
love
out. Just
from
a solid.
the YoH podcast.
The YoH boys.
That was, bro. I'm actually, so Jay told me we had shout outs. I was expecting like a list of like 5 people.
No.
Real talk. Like, so thank you guys. Real talk for
And
supporting
if I
us.
forgot you, I apologize because by the time I thought of even doing this, some of the polls had already been over and done with. So if we forgot you, but we're gonna do more polls. And also, if you got something you want to see on our IG page, just let me know. I'll put it up as long as it's reasonable.
And you guys will, obviously, if you haven't noticed, Jay loves polls. He just loves them. He talks about polls all the time. He's a poll fan. So
to hell with you, you son of a bitch. I hate everything about you. Okay, so the next segment, I'm going to get into the random fact of the day.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's my week to do the random fact, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, this is your
Okay, so we're semi into fitness. Sometimes I look a little flabby, but it's all right. I'm going to bounce back. My fitness thing going to be all right. So if you're anything like myself, you may think of cardio as kind of punishment.
Yes, I'm not a cardio fan. No,
you know, it's usually weight stuff for me. I may get on the treadmill. I know some people suffer on the treadmill and consider cardio a punishment, but did you know that the invention of the treadmill was actually a form of punishment?
Word?
Yes.
That makes sense, though. I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I
actually.
imagine back in the day they put somebody on a treadmill and was like, you don't get to stop.
Yeah, like you're gonna pay for what you did, so you're gonna keep walking. And then, like, I'm sure
Just a bunch of super fit criminals running around. Backfired.
So
why are they
basically-
so fast?
So 200 years ago, the treadmill was invented in England as a prison rehabilitation device. It was meant to cause the incarcerated to suffer and learn from their sweat. It would mill a bit of corn or pump some water as a bonus. So it's like
So like they're like they were putting them on the treadmill, and it was also another feature was like milling corn. Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's crazy to think that this thing that some people do for fun, I don't.
Was punishment.
Yeah, it was actually a punishment, but I mean, like you
I think
said, they were some fit criminals.
Yeah, that had to backfire at some point. Like the next guy who robbed a bank and just took off sprinting and just had
Yeah, exactly. And then
They're
not
like,
only
"Shit."
that, but their endurance had to get crazy.
Yeah,
So like
right.
now you think you're punishing them, but they're just like used to it and like whatever.
Just like, gotta go get my workout in.
Johnson,
for the day.
get on that treadmill for 2 hours.
There's a
2
gym-
hours. That ain't shit.
There's a gym I used to work out at that I'm pretty sure had the 200-year-old treadmills.
What gym was that?
I don't want to say, man.
Why?
It's just I don't want to throw shade on nobody.
I mean, if you
I will
got
say-
old equipment,
Okay, I'll say it was the Anytime Fitness that I used to go to.
they shut down though.
Well, I know,
Here,
but-
where we
well,
are.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah. Well, they reopened, and kudos because I do love the owners and all that. But yeah, their equipment.
Y'all know that y'all treadmill wasn't shit. Like, come on now.
Could have replaced it a little. They probably did at this point, but at that time it hadn't. It was like the treadmill. I'd been working out at the point for like maybe like 8 or 9 years, pretty solid, and it was like the same treadmill from when I started. Working
Okay,
out, like,
yeah.
or one of them. They had multiple treadmills, but that's neither here nor there.
I feel like it really had to be pretty obsolete because I've never, like all the gyms I've gone to, I've never really thought too much about, oh, this treadmill's old. So I feel like if you look at it and you're like, this is definitely old, it's gotta be
Well, I will
20,
say,
30
I will
years
say, I
old.
mean, a treadmill doesn't have to be that great to serve its purpose. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, as long as you got your incline and
as
you
long
know
as
your speed.
as long as you run on it and it keeps going. Yeah,
Yeah, as long as it gives me all the data like that I look for, like
Yeah.
it'll tell you what your calories are, your heart rate, and all that good stuff. As long as it's got all that, I'm good to go. All right, so that was the random fact of the day. The treadmill that is kind of a punishment was invented as a punishment.
I imagine though here. I imagine maybe we're thinking in the wrong context because maybe here we're thinking, oh, they threw them on it for a couple hours. There's a chance that they're like, you're on this treadmill for like all day.
Yeah,
Like,
12 hours
yeah,
on the
like
treadmill.
yeah, like non yeah, like
Ooh,
that would
man.
be to where like you're like dropping from exhaustion and they're like, nah,
Like,
get back up.
yeah.
Like you got
Yeah, so
corn.
I'm
You got
sure it
corn
was,
to mill.
I'm sure it was way worse than just getting on it for 20 minutes and being like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, because I would use the treadmill as a cool down. So I would just like kind of do a brisk walk on it with a nice incline. So yeah, I'm sure it's way deeper than
Yeah.
just getting on
We're
and
making
getting
it just
off.
seem like
That
quick
wasn't
little
a
run,
bad-
quick little 12-hour jog.
12 hours. You know. Okay, so on to the next segment. If you could exist in a fictional world, where would it be and why? This was inspired by the Free Guy movie.
Because yeah,
Wasn't
for
it?
those that don't know, this is not really a spoiler alert because I mean you get it in the trailer. Essentially, Free Guy is Ryan Reynolds' character is an NPC in a game, which the NPC is just like the pointless character that is there to fill space, the bank teller, the
Non-playable character.
yeah, the random person walking across the street, and he kind of he like realizes that he doesn't want to be an NPC anymore in this game, and like stands up. So we thought, what would it be like to exist in like a video game slash fictional fantasy type setting? So, do you have one?
I'm thinking of a few different ones.
Same
I
here.
feel
I
like
have a
for
couple.
me, I might lean towards the world of Marvel.
Yeah, MCU, bro. That was one of mine. That was one of mine on my list.
But it's like you think about it though, like because imagine you are an NPC and like this is your car in the background, and
Right,
they're
and just the Hulk-
wrecking the city,
yeah.
and they wreck your
Yeah,
home,
it's
and
like
just
the Hulk uses your car as a weapon.
Yeah.
And you're just like, imagine that insurance call.
the Hulk jumps through your window, beating up somebody. And it's like, man, you just didn't, you know.
Yeah,
So
because
I-
wouldn't it suck to exist in that world and just be a regular ass dude?
Yeah.
Like I wanted it exist in Marvel because you want to be like Thor, and it's like, nah, you're just Steve. Bro.
yeah,
Like,
you're just, yeah, you're just.
But then again, I guess you could be like a Hawkeye type character. Just
Hawkeye's so lame.
come
to me.
on.
I mean, he's lame. Hawkeye's lame, y'all. No, but I feel like so probably there. So are we in the context of this? Are we like background characters?
No. So in the if you get exist in this world, you get to
Do whatever.
Yeah, you get exist in the realm of like the benefits of it. So like if you
Okay.
exist in like the MCU, you could be a superhero.
See, I was thinking like something like GTA could be cool, but it also be like a gift and a curse.
Oh, 100%.
Because I mean, you know, when I play GTA, I'm just wrecking shit,
Yeah.
just running people over.
Have you ever played GTA Online?
A little
Like
bit,
it's
yeah,
like
a little
that's
bit.
like the cesspool of like society because you literally just hop in and there's people get in and you'll just like your group of friends will be like, I'm just here to do some bank heist and enjoy myself, and just some random other player who's super leveled up, probably hacked a bunch of stuff in, just comes and sends an Apache helicopter on your
Oh,
ass with
man.
rocket launchers, and it's like, yo, like
Yeah,
this
it's
isn't
like,
even
okay,
fun.
It's
Like,
not fun now, bro. Like we know you play this
Yeah.
game all day, every day.
so-
Jeez. So, but I mean, you think like you could have a lot of fun, be very destructive, and you could get very rich. But then, you know, the downside would be stuff like you just mentioned.
yeah, you just
I don't know, man. I think for me, it's mostly just like because I love Mortal Kombat. That's no secret. I've always made that
Yeah,
clear. But that it might be
why?
awful.
Yeah, why
living.
would you? That's
It would
the.
be awful.
I
to
think
live
that's
there.
the line you have to draw. Because even though it's like a favorite, like I love Resident Evil,
Yeah.
like why would I want to exist in that
Exactly.
world? You know?
Like that would be
like
miserable.
biological terrorism
Yeah.
all the time. Like that sounds great.
Yeah, you got to fight this
Yeah.
prince with 4 arms.
Yeah, exactly. Mortal Kombat.
And
it's
if
like,
you don't win, everybody on your planet dies.
Dies,
Like,
yeah.
You know, just so.
and if you don't win, you're probably gonna get your like spine crushed and your heart ripped out. And
Yeah, so now that I think about it, like the games I enjoy the most, I wouldn't want
wanna
to be
be
a
in?
part of. Like even like so the Batman Arkham games are a blast. Those games are masterpieces. But it would be miserable living there.
being a citizen of Gotham.
Yeah, and Scarecrow pops up or Croc or somebody. Like, no, I don't want to. No,
You just have to like become like desensitized to crime in Gotham
Yeah,
as a
like-
citizen. Here comes Joker again.
Yeah, so I think I don't know, man. I think I'd probably say the MCU because I mean I feel like most of the places we've mentioned. Like there's a lot of violence, but at least the MCU, you ain't seeing people's heart getting pulled out their
Yeah, it's true.
chest.
And also, if you could be a hero in the MCU, that'd be cool. You know,
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
if you could
So I
serve
think
them.
I'd probably go with that.
Yeah, mine would be either be the MCU or, I mean, this is going to be just so obvious for everybody. What do you think? Just take a guess.
It's Mario World.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I've always wanted to be a plumber who jumps on mushrooms. I don't know why.
You know what would be a rough one also for different reasons? Pac-Man. Because
Yeah.
like you just
Your
go-
life is just that'd be funny. You pose that question, something like, yeah, just some random obscure game. I would like to be.
I'd like to be Pong.
Yeah, Pong. That sounds really fun. Just eternity.
Yeah, just
an eternity of Pong.
You going around this square eating dots and just oh man.
But I would pick Pokemon. Obviously, I feel like that.
I
is
feel
just
like
plain
that's a
fun.
good one.
Yeah, it's just because in Pokemon, it's I feel like they have a more
It's pretty wholesome.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
You know, there's
It's wholesome.
violence, but it's pretty
Yeah,
wholesome.
like they solve their disputes with battles with their
Yeah.
Pokemon. Their Pokemon are their friends. I mean, who wouldn't?
And like your
who
worst-
wouldn't want to ride on a Charizard? You know, like,
And like your worst villains really aren't like that diabolical.
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
yeah.
You know, so
yeah, like Team
that's-
Rocket, just kind of
that's-
silly.
you
So,
know, they're kind of funny. Like,
Yeah,
so I mean, that actually that's a
but
solid.
also the Pokemon one, you got to decide which, because in Pokemon, you can watch like top 10 YouTube videos about this, like the dark side of Pokemon. So the anime.
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the-
some of
so
them
yeah,
are
so the
very,
cartoon is like very like lovey-dovey hugs your Pokemon or your friends, but then in the games you'll catch like there's like a Pokemon called like Driftbloom. He's like a ghost Pokemon based off a balloon, and you'll catch a Driftbloom who's this cute little balloon Pokemon. You'll read its Pokedex entry, and it's like, oh, this Pokemon waits like outside of like schools for children to come grab onto it, and it takes them away to the spirit realm. And you're like, hold up, like what? Like, yeah.
No.
There's like, if you guys look it up, top 10 like dark Pokedex entries. That's not the Pokemon world I want to live in. The one where it's like,
Yeah.
hey, children are just getting whisked away by balloon Pokemon. Yeah, so
yeah,
yeah, but Pokemon. So
Hard
in the
pass.
comments, what fictional fantasy media franchise would you want to live in and
Yeah.
why? And what are some awful ones you wouldn't want to live in? I feel like
Absolutely, yeah.
Mortal Kombat fits in that pretty
Mortal
well. I think
Kombat would be
GTA would
bad.
be awful, especially if you're an NPC. Just
Yeah.
Free Guy's I mean, go watch Free Guy if you want to understand why that would suck. Like,
yeah. That's I don't know. Yeah, GTA. I mean, I think it'd be fun at time, but as an NPC, yeah, you're right.
but even if you were the main character, like you want all that weighing on you that you're just out here running over hookers and like
yeah, I mean, if you're the main character in any franchise, though, you got a lot of pressure on
Yeah.
you. So, all right, so let's get into another segment. We've only got a little bit of time here, so what are some things that are accepted as normal, but when you think about them, they're actually pretty weird?
like so just norms in society that
Yeah, norms in society, things we do, whatever the case may be. I'll start. Dreams. Dreams are weird as hell, man. The fact that you're just like, oh, let me take a rest and take a load off of your mind's like, oh, a 7-foot pigeon. Like,
yeah, okay. I'm so glad you brought this up because one, not until recently, I used to hardly have dreams. Actually, so I'm sure I had them, but remember them because standardly, I think everybody dreams every night. It's just
Yeah, sometimes you just
it's
don't.
it's just that you don't remember it.
Yeah.
Like if you enter REM sleep, I've studied it a lot because my dreams have been so odd. And exactly like you said, I've gone to bed and woken up for some dreams before that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where in my brain? Because
Why would
sometimes
that
I
even-
dream about things that are obviously like related to like my day or upcoming events. I'll have a dream about a work thing that I'm stressed about.
Yep.
But sometimes I don't know, or like you said, it's just weird. Like, and I had a dream the other day, for instance, that I was gonna have a rap battle with this girl that I know who is like a folk singer. And I was at the venue getting ready to battle, and I was like legit nervous, pacing back and forth. I had lines for it, and it's just mind you, it's one of those things where first off, I'm like, why did I have a dream that she was even in, let alone a rap battle with a folk singer? It's just
So
and again,
bizarre.
yeah, very strange. Dreams are weird as fuck. Yeah.
You know what's another thing now that I think about it? Dreams definitely. Another thing, if you think about it, how we're talking about the whole NPC thing. So basically, if you go anywhere at any point in time, you are just an NPC in somebody else's story, basically.
Essentially, yeah.
Like you're a background character
Yeah.
in somebody else's.
That's like a big philosophy thing they've like talked about before.
Yeah, isn't it? It's wild
Yeah.
to think about, man. Like these people you have no relationship with. You're just the face in the crowd,
Yeah, you're just, yeah.
and them to you. Another one that's weird is the concept of pets.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
I understand it to a degree. Companionship is just something.
No, I don't think
Evolutionary
it's.
wise,
I just
it-
mean
it-
it's just one of them things. Like it's. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it by any means, but it's just like when you really sit and think about it, like the fact that we draw the line at like these canines.
Yeah,
can
that's again. That's where I
and
think
anything beyond is kind of exotic. you know?
exactly. Yeah. So if I told you I had a pet cat, you'd be like, oh yeah, obviously. But if I was like, yeah, I got a pet like raccoon at home, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Sir,
You know?
are you?
Yeah, exactly.
I got a possum.
Yeah, I just got my pet possum.
Yeah, my pet platypus. You know, so it's just
Like,
kinda
did in the
crazy.
past, did like humans try to domesticate a bunch of stuff and just figure out cats and dogs were the like easiest, maybe? Like,
That's a good question.
because it's almost like dogs are like, it's almost odd how like loyal and like a dog will be to like their owner, you know, like
Yeah.
dogs will go ham for their owner. Like
Absolutely.
they'll,
Cats are
yeah,
usually just
yeah.
kinda
Cats are
like,
more like,
Yeah. mhm.
Like
You're home.
you might love your cat, but your cat probably cares like less
cat's
about you.
probably,
Cat's
oh,
just
yeah.
like, yo, like you stop feeding your cat, it's probably like, fuck this dude.
Cats
Like,
are sassy.
yeah.
Another thing that's really weird is I'm not sure exactly how to put this in words, but you ever see like an advertisement for something, like it'll be like a label for like chicken, and it'll have a picture of a chicken like salivating at the thought of eating chicken.
Yes, yeah.
And it's like, so this is cannibalism.
Yes,
like
yeah.
Or it'll be like some pork rinds, and it'll got a pork on the pig on the
like
bag
all smiling. Yeah.
and-
Okay. Yes. So in vain with this, I've actually had this conversation with multiple people. As you know, a lot of you listeners might know. If you don't, I am vegetarian. I have been going on 3 years now.
I'm vegetarian.
You're so fucking dumb. But anyway, one of the things that always kind of perplexed me once I started like looking at it from a different perspective was, so think about it, when we're kids and you start reading like, you know, books, like children's books,
Yeah.
the main characters are generally like animals.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it'll be like Porky the Pig and this and that. And we're like, as children, bred to love these characters.
Yeah.
So you read your book and you love the cow in the story, and you love the pig and the chicken and like, you know, all these stories. Yet the next step is like, oh, now you eat them. Like it's just kind of strange, like that
it
parallel.
is. I never really thought about that.
It's I've always thought about that. Well, not always, but ever since I switched, it was just a perspective that I'm like, wait a minute, like why are they used as these you know, like beloved, lovable, like I want to be friends with characters to kids, and then it transitions to like, oh, but now you eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that is, yeah. I mean,
which like nothing against people who do eat meat, but it's just, again, that's a weird dynamic to look at it, you know.
Yeah, so. All right, so that'll do it for that segment. Go ahead.
I don't get to do one.
Oh,
Okay.
do you got one?
That's
You got?
fine.
Come
No,
on,
that's
man. I
fine.
mean, we're pressed for time. I want to get into the headlines, but you.
I actually don't have one off the top right now.
Okay,
So,
yeah. See, look at this clown.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so go ahead and hop in the comment section if you can think of something that's really weird that we accept, but it's weird when you really put any
French
thought into it.
kisses.
Why is that weird?
French kissing?
Why is it
It's
weird?
just weird. You see somebody you think's attractive and you want to stick your tongue in their mouth.
That is.
It's pretty weird to think of it from outside of the con. Yeah, it's a
kinda
little
weird, huh?
French kissing. That's just, yeah.
French kissing. I haven't heard anybody call it French kissing. I just say Megan out, Megan out.
You want a French kiss later?
You want? I Frenched her.
No way.
I Frenched her last night, man. Okay, so some WTF headlines before we close out for this episode.
And the would you rather?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some Would You Rather too.
Okay.
Gosh, this one here this might bring you sympathy pains
Okay.
because it did me when I first seen it. But man seals his penis shut with glue after forgetting to bring protection. I did a little background on this story. He died, unfortunately. So rest in
From
peace.
that?
Yeah, I don't know what he died. I don't know.
Okay, as I say, yo, what the hell
What
went
happened?
wrong?
But
Yeah.
I mean, it actually probably he could have, because I would think you can't pee. So Like some
There's no
might.
procedure to
Yeah.
get your. Oh wow.
The weird thing is he was with his fiance and forgot to bring a condom. So this dude gorilla glued his penis so he wouldn't ejaculate in her.
So
And it's
just like the I don't even.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, bro, like there's so many. You mean to tell me you didn't want to leave real quick and
Yeah.
just,
Or I mean, a pull out game, bro. Like
yeah, like you just I don't understand that. I mean, I don't want to disrespect the dead, but he wasn't the brightest guy.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, so here's another. In 2003, a New York City police officer came face to face with Ming, a 400-pound tiger who had been secretly living in an apartment in Harlem.
Damn.
Yeah. Like, of all the things, because I'm sure cops are, like, expected
Yeah,
the worst when you go
especially
into,
like in like some places eclectic is like New York. There's a
Yeah.
lot of different like characters and stuff like in such a populated area, but that's definitely got to be one you don't see coming.
Yeah, like, I mean, a 400-pound
Honey, how was
tiger,
work
and,
today?
like, how
Well-
do you even... Oh, man. Okay, so I'm torn between these last two. I don't know if I want to do that one or if I want to do this other one. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, put the Jeopardy music in there. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna just go with this one here.
Okay.
Woman banned from zoo after unhealthy relationship with chimp.
That's obscure enough that you're like, wait, hold up, like, what do you mean unhealthy? I mean, I can glean from that what that probably means, but also how far did this unhealthy relationship go? Like, were you?
The headline has a quote from her. I love him and he loves me. Zookeepers claim the chimp lost respect by his peers because he's getting too much attention from humans. She's been visiting him every week for 4 years.
Damn, and you gonna ban him like that, or ban her? That's not fair.
I don't know, man. It's weird, but I mean, as long as there wasn't no abusive aspect,
not
like
only that, but like,
sexually
yeah,
or
because
nothing.
here's the thing. It's easy to assume what that headline could mean, but maybe it wasn't even like romantic. Maybe it was in the sense of she was just like, oh, this like chimp wants to connect with me on like a level, Like,
Yeah, I
maybe it
mean,
was
so
just,
I mean, as long as it was harmless, I don't feel like she needed to be banned, but maybe like, hey,
out
maybe
there
you should
just flashing
hold
the
it.
chimp.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I hope not. All right, and so for the final segment before we get up out of here, would you rather?
Yep, I would.
Or would you rather? What?
I would. Yeah, I'd rather do that.
You would rather? Okay,
I
cool.
would rather not do a podcast with you. Peace out.
Wow, man. Wow. Words hurt, bro.
Sorry. Too far.
Okay. Would you rather always have BO and not know it or always smell BO on everybody else?
Oof. I'm gonna say smell BO on everybody else. I don't like smelling bad, bro.
I don't
I do
either.
not like smelling bad. Now,
That's actually-
unfortunately, I don't want to walk around smelling BO on everybody, but at the same time, like, do you want to be known as that dude? We know people that are like that, Jay.
Yes, we do.
We've talked about people that are like that.
There's a guy who will remain nameless that Nick
Yes,
knows.
yeah.
I seen him in Albertsons. Now, he was walking out of an aisle as I was entering this aisle. He was walking on the opposite end. I'm coming in on the other end. And I could smell him.
Yeah.
Like, and then he left the aisle and like it lingered while I was in there. Like, oh, damn.
And let's also establish, so there's a normal level of what we consider BO. So like just natural body odor. Everybody
Yeah.
has it. It happens. And then there's when you step over that line, which is the actual obvious lack of like hygiene.
Yeah.
So if you just truly, you
Yeah,
can
like
tell
it's
when
one
you
thing if
yeah.
you just had a day where
Exactly.
you're just hanging out
yeah,
at the
and
house.
you're just like, you go to hug somebody and you can
Yeah.
tell,
Yeah.
but opposed to, like you said, from a distance, you're like,
Like, if
oh,
it's-
like you legitimately
if it's
just don't care.
pungent, the
Yeah.
only word I could use is pungent. Like that's just this lack of self-care.
Exactly.
Like,
we're
poor
not
hygiene.
we're not talking about baseline body odor.
Yeah,
like
like
we're talking
the
about like
worst.
you obviously like haven't showered or.
Well, I would say, I think I would agree with you. I would also say I'd rather smell it on other people because I take pride in smelling good. Like,
Same.
I'm like, that's actually one of the best compliments of somebody.
Yeah,
"Oh,
both
Jay,
of
you
us
s-
get
you
that a
smell
lot.
good."
Yeah,
Yeah.
we both that too.
Yeah, so I like I got a collection of colognes and deodorant. I wear stuff that smells good. Like I
You
take
think we
pride
ever
in it.
sound like douchebags when we're like, oh, one of the biggest compliments we get is how good we smell.
I mean, it just makes you feel good.
No, it
though.
does.
Like,
Yeah, no, it
it's-
really does.
And I feel like it's a surface level compliment, but it's something simple that will make me,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
Jay,
will
you
say
smell
though, it
good."
is one of either the fact, like I either get told that I'm extremely attractive or I smell really good, or both. So
You always take it somewhere, like to. Okay, I want to do one more. and
Okay,
then
one more,
We'll
would you rather?
shut it
Okay.
down for the day.
all right.
Okay. Oh, damn it. I just had. Okay. This is one you can get really introspective with.
Okay.
Would you rather have a pause button or a rewind button in your life?
I would say rewind.
Rewind?
Oh, I don't know, man. Yeah, no, rewind. I'm gonna pick rewind.
I feel like. Yeah, it's tough because I feel like I lean towards rewind, but I feel like pause could be helpful but it depends on
'Cause
the
if you had a
context.
pause
though.
button-
like when you pause, is everything around you paused? Then you can,
That's what I'd assume.
because
Yeah.
if it's like that, I might go with pause.
Yeah,
honestly.
because if you can just pause, like if you had the ability to just pause everything but you,
Yeah.
obviously that opens up a lot of opportunities. Just to, I mean, even something as simple as like your alarm goes off and you have to go to work and you just pause and you're like, nah, I'm gonna sleep for like
the 8 hours and then unpause.
Yeah, and then unpause and all that. But I feel like rewind. Again, I would pick rewind because the scenario where you could have those moments where you're like, I'm about to do something risky,
Yeah.
go try it, and like, ooh, that didn't work
Yeah,
out well.
I think rewind would be nice too because my son's getting so big, and sometimes I miss when he was just like 2 years old and just with daddy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
stuff
bro,
like
like
that.
it's super sweet and endearing. But I actually was thinking today, I fell asleep on the couch last night watching like YouTube and all that, and my daughter came down this morning and turned on a show and stuff, and I'm laying there like that half awake, half asleep because she's down there, and she just goes, "Daddy," and like I kind of wake up and she goes, "I haven't given you your morning kiss yet," and I was just like, and like stuff like that because she actually, and then she gave me a kiss and like and for real in the moment, like it was one of those times where I actually like really absorbed the moment. I'm like, oh, that was cute, like I'm gonna remember stuff like that. So yeah, so
Okay, so I think I would go with pause though. I think I would.
okay, so you
I'm
are
gonna
going pause?
Yeah, so you said you would do rewind.
yeah, I would definitely do rewind.
That might be the first one we disagree.
Yeah,
on,
that's true.
But I feel like there's a solid arguments for both though.
Yeah.
So go ahead and hop in the comments section and let us know.
Would you pause or rewind time?
And whatever the other would you rather was, I already forgot.
Oh shit, so did I. Legitimately.
What
Did
was
you
it?
really too?
Yeah.
What was our would you rather?
Yeah, if you're watching, you can rewind and see.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
Use your
rewind.
rewind button to, yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and shut her down.
All right. So once again, you have been tuned into another episode of the Young Old Heads podcast. This is-
YoH boys
this is
in the
ep
building.
29, yeah?
29.
29. Yo, next episode, we turn 30, baby.
Dirty,
Yeah,
30,
the dirty
flirty,
30.
and pulling off your mom's Gertie.
So, what the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know, man. Shut it down.
Hurry, get me out of this situation.
They see me.
No, but so one, I do want to just really quick reflect on the fact that, like, big shout out to everybody who's supported us and been involved.
Everybody who liked us on Facebook. We're gonna start doing a little bit more content on there. So,
and also just the fact that I mean, Jay and I talked about the podcast in a post. A lot of people out there. This is for you guys. If you have something you want to do and you've been sitting on it for days, months, years, pull the trigger because we could have very easily just continued to talk about it.
Yeah.
And we just did it. Like we
We
did
made
a
it
podcast
reality.
with no idea how to do so. We were
None at
just like,
all.
let's try it out.
and we still don't know shit.
Yeah, we're still learning. That's the funny thing. We'll look back on episodes like this and
My
probably
young,
chuckle
can you
in the
remember? Can you
future.
believe how amateur?
Yeah, literally. When we have our black curtain behind us. Yeah. So, so shout out to anybody who has supported us, and interacted. Please continue to
We
do
love
so.
you. We
Even
really appreciate it. I know it seems cliche, but like just you liking and getting in our comment section,
and
helps
even
us.
participating in the polls.
Yeah.
Coming up, one thing to be excited for. I know this stuff is entertaining to watch, but Jay and I are going to be doing like taste test challenges.
Yeah, we mentioned that on the last episode,
so-
but we actually have some items we're gonna do, including ranch flavored soda, bacon flavored soda.
What was the one that was really gross? The chips, the salted
one?
egg,
Salted egg
potato
chips.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that one. We're gonna try to see if we can get that flaming hot Mountain Dew. And then there's so many more.
Yeah, I
chip
mean,
flavors
we went
and
through. Yeah,
weird-
we
not all gross stuff, just unusual
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
so.
it's not all. Yeah, it's not all gonna be gross. It's gonna be just some kind of odd, eclectic type stuff. So,
Yeah.
but we stacked that shopping cart pretty full last
man,
night.
yes,
So
we did.
so stay tuned for that. Again, if there's any suggestions, and that is all encompassing things we should try, the podcast in general.
Yeah, anything you wanna hear
let
us
us know.
talk about?
Jump in the comments, even if it's just to say hi. So
Yeah.
let us know.
Hey.
If you want to shout out, just jump in the comments. So
Absolutely.
again, you've been tuned into another episode of the Young Old Heads podcast. I'm Nicholas Fletcher.
And I'm depressed. I'm Jaquan Davis.
This is a hip hop podcast where we talk a little bit about everything and a whole lot about nothing.
So, like, he was sassy with
Yeah,
the
a whole lot about
nothing.
nothing. Yeah, because we really do. All right, so much love, y'all. Peace.